thought, why not, you know, Friday night, sit back, relax, play a little bit more of On the Road. Yeah, in tonight's stream, we're just going to be doing a little bit more shipping with the containers. So, let's see what we have. We've got our truck here. We're already, you know, pretty much there. So we may as well take a load from here. So it's going to be a nice long trip tonight. See if we can get ourselves a decent haul. All right, let's have a look. But thank you everyone that's just joined the stream. Hope you're doing well. Hope you've had a good day. Ba-da-dum, ba-da-dum, ba-da-da-da-dum. Alright, let's see if we can find a decent sized load there. Screw it, we'll do that one. Why not? There we are. Now, I'm guessing that's locked now. Right, okay. Brilliant. Yeah, it's just letting me know. Right. Nice one, Stu. Nice one. Well, I hope you're doing all right anyway. Literally just finished my recording of Green Hell. Bit of a close call, that one, but you know, I managed to get out of it in the scrape of my teeth. It was a pretty intense experience, I'm not going to lie. Right, vehicle start, ignition up. Hopefully, away we go. Yeah, I mean, secretly, I miss playing this game today. I know I'd done the tourist bus and a bit of Green Hell, so it's just nice to finish the day with a little bit of Friday night shipping. Get some of these containers sorted. But yeah, I appreciate you taking time out of your Friday evening to watch my streams. It's definitely appreciated. Yeah, definitely, Stu. Weekend is here. But yeah, I'm not doing too bad. It's been quite a warm day today, as I'm sure you're aware. It's just nice that the temperature's finally dropped at least. Eden Venom, how you doing, mate? Yeah, just got a nice little haul. Continuing on with the container shipping. By far, it's got to be one of my favourite things to do on this game at the moment. It's just the simplicity of it. You know, I haven't had any issues with it so far, so you know, touch wood and all that. Whoa. No, I'm glad to hear you're all doing well. Just been trying to put a lot of things together for the direction of the channel. You know, things which I should cover and the things which, you know, it's a bit of a testing ground, really. You know, just to see what people enjoy. But then I thought to myself, do you know what? Sod it. I'm just going to play what I want to play. You know, and if nobody wants to watch it, that's fine. You know, just got that attitude on today. I enjoy covering on the road and, you know, SnowRunner and all that sort of stuff is basically the games that I play. So damn, I mean we haven't had any rain here at all today, Stu. I think it got up to about 30 degrees today. You know, I made a fatal error of putting the kids' swimming pool up, and we had one of those little like hand pumps. Oh my god, never again, never again. I almost passed out. And no, you're right there, Venom. You can't please everyone. I just try and you know, it's nice to have conversations with people, and that's all I'm here for, really. You know, to facilitate, you know, somewhat of a space. But yeah, God, didn't that swimming pool take it out of me? I felt like I was going to die. I spent majority of the afternoon sorting out the garden, you know, to be able to put the pool up, and then almost pass out during the process of pumping it up. And then I think the kids went in it for about 20 minutes, and then that was it. I was like, oh, okay. Sounds about right, you know what I mean? But yeah, not only that, I had some LED light strips come today, so I've been putting them in my gaming room and stuff. Goes quite nicely with the fish tank I got, all the LED lights and stuff. It's quite calming in here, actually. But yeah. Yeah, exactly, Stu. It is a bit typical, but what can you do? Do you know what I mean? Like, you do these things for them, and you're damned if you do and damned if you don't. What on earth are you doing? That's it, mate. Pick a lane, any lane. Got it rife on here already. I'm like 2 minutes out of the gate, and I'm already being rammed off the road like local drunks. Just gonna go behind him, give him some space. I don't trust him. But yeah, it was a bit of a scorcher today. I mean, I had a bit of an issue, you know, with the heat. I don't deal with the heat very well, you see. So it was definitely a warm one. Do. I wonder if it's possible to turn the brightness down. Don't think you can. Yeah, Stu. It's quite a nice little feature there, eh? Venom. It really depends on what you want from it, to be honest. I mean, they both offer two different things. You know, I mean, if you're into your more simplistic sort of like just get in your truck, load up, and off you go, and then deliver, then on the road, I would suggest. But if you want something that's a little bit more intricate, with a lot of systems to remember and stuff like that, and obviously different buses, then I would say Tourist Bus. I mean, they're both pretty good games. Then they both obviously have their own fair share of bugs and stuff. So I think the one thing that Tourist Bus really has over on the road is the fact that it's made with the Unreal 4 engine, and obviously on the road's made with Unity. So I don't know. That's quite a tough question, if I'm honest. I mean, to say, for instance, you only had £25 and you had to choose between on the road and Tourist Bus, I'd say for the sake of content, I would go with Tourist Bus. But with this game, I always seem to find myself coming back to it, you know, despite how people's opinions and how they feel about both games. They both, in my eyes, they both tick a box, you know. But I think, you know, just for the sake of like switching your brain off a little bit and just doing something a little bit more simple, you know, On the Road is definitely a nice game to have, especially if you have a, you know, it is quite nice. You know, I mean, I tend to ask myself those sorts of questions all the time, you know, do I get this or do I get that? And in the end, I end up buying them both anyway. It's just one of those things. I mean, if you're not too sure, Venom, I mean, if you've got any questions about either of them, you know, fire away, mate, fire away. You know, I've got plenty of time here. It's a long old haul, so I'm more than happy to answer them for you. Yeah, definitely. I mean, this is one thing, you know, they do need to, I would say, yeah, they do need to kind of make it pop a bit more, but the thing is, in the real world, this is what it actually looks like, believe it or not. The Autobahn just, yeah, it just looks like this. Just definitely not interesting. So if it's something that you want in terms of like sightseeing and things like that, then, you know, I would recommend Tourist Bus, simply down to that, because it even has a feature for that. So it comes with almost like a free sandbox mode type thing, where you can just drive around freely and explore, if that's something that you would be interested in doing. But unfortunately, they're made by the same people, so a lot of the bugs that exist in this game seem to translate over to, you know, their other titles. They don't really seem to have the AI dialed in at the moment. But Tourist Bus, by far, the AI on Tourist Bus are a little bit more behaved than they are on this. But yeah, like I said, if you've got any questions about any of it, don't be afraid to ask. I'm more than happy to answer them for you. Do 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 do. Do, 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 do. Oh yeah, definitely, Stu. It would be cool to see UK roads. I mean, I guess that's something that unfortunately you'll never come to it because it's a German company, so you would expect German roads, etc. But I'm more interested to see what the market looks like later on down the line, especially for trucking games. I know there's a list of trucking games which are come into consoles and stuff, but it seems to be a common trend these days. PC ports, and then they hit consoles and they're just a buggy mess, and then we got to wait weeks and weeks and weeks or months and even years just to get the simplest of things done. I mean, on the road, for example, the game's been out so long now, you would have thought that the AI would at least be functioning to a state of where they don't crash into you all the time. Just depends on what you want from it. But yeah, definitely UK roads. That would make trucking a bit interesting, wouldn't it? I know they speak about Euro truck and American truck and all that sort of stuff, but the thing is, I don't like to compare it. Yeah, they are trucking games, but the difference is that those games have had a lot of love and they've been out for a lot longer. They've got the support base there, plus they're on PC too, so there's definitely less limitations to what there is on consoles. But what are you all up to anyway? You just chilling out, or? Ah, nice one, Stu. Nice one. Suppose it's been a long day for you, so I don't blame you. But I recently bought Green Hell for my Nintendo Switch, and I have to say the controls are a lot more clunkier than what they are on console. It's a pretty decent game on there, though. Oh, nice one, Venom. So you're into your You're into your farming stuff then, yeah? No worries, Stu. Well, I won't repeat that. But yeah, I know exactly what you mean there. Don't you worry. Yeah, I'm a bit like that, Venom, to be honest. I mean, at the moment, I mean, like, games these days, they don't really entice me that much, especially if they don't have a good story. I like a good story. It's got to kind of, like, catch my attention within the sort of, like, first sort of few opening scenes. Bit like a film, to be honest. But, I don't know, games just don't feel the same way anymore. It's very hard to kind of sit there and think, oh, well, what do I play? You know, you got a huge library of games, and you buy new ones and stuff, and they just sit there essentially collecting dust. Yeah, Horizon Zero Dawn. Yeah, no, that was a good game. Yeah, I completed that. Yeah, I was pretty impressed with the storyline, how they worked it all out. But it was some of the missions they did feel a tad bit long-winded. You know, but I think that was just trying to bloat the story out a little bit. Yeah, definitely, Venom. I'm pretty much the same. Pretty much the same. Which is exactly why I play my sim games, because you know, simulation and stuff like that. I mean, I've got all my racing games as well. You know, I do play a lot of like Assetto Corsa, you know, Competizione and all that sort of stuff. So I do like to break it up every now and then. But I enjoy the sim games because it's just a little bit more simple, you know, point A to point B, you know, whether it's logistics or building businesses up and stuff like that. It's, I don't know, they feel a little bit more rewarding. And most of these games now, it's more so the replayability of them. And for the price that they ask you, you know, the replayability is a huge thing, because you could spend 70 quid on a game and play through it once, and then that's it. You know, and then it's like they add that new game plus. You got to do the whole game again just without your perk points, and then you do it all over again to gain these perk points in order to use weapons which you've already gained. I don't find that interesting at all. Yeah, Venom, I'm glad that I didn't buy that, to be honest. You know, I spent quite a few weeks, I'd say a couple of months, I would imagine, looking for reviews on that game just to see whether it was actually worth buying. And there was so much controversy, you know, with all like the microtransactions and stuff. And in the end, I just decided, no, I may get it if it comes on a discount, but it hasn't hit a discount yet. So yeah. Oh, is that the Sim City Skylines or? Well, that's exactly what it should have been, Venom. You know, it should have been just been an add-on, an expansion, really. I know they've improved upon a lot of things, you know, with the car physics and stuff, but that wasn't even right when it first came out. You know, how many Gran Turismos have you got to make before you get it right? You know, and it's still proving to be a task. GT Sports Online was okay, and then GT7 is like the stability of the multiplayer was so bad. I just don't understand. To be honest with you, Venom, I think they need a new board. You know? Yeah, Stu, this is exactly what I mean, you see. For the asking price, you're actually getting less, and then you're expected to pay more to enjoy it. Don't make sense, does it? Funny enough, I was actually watching a streamer earlier, and he was talking about how people that write emails to these companies like Polyphony Digital and all that, you know, complaining about certain aspects of the game. And I commented on it. I said, well, if we didn't kick up a fuss, nothing would change. And he's the biggest hypocrite when it comes to stuff like that. Just hates on everybody because they're in a better position than he is, you know. It's one of those. Ah, Humanoid, welcome to the stream, mate. Hope you're doing well. Oh. But yeah, Stu, I mean, I didn't mind GT Sport. I think I had a bit of a it was a bit of a learning curve for me, because obviously it's the first GT Sport, it's the first Gran Turismo game anyway that I played. I didn't play any before that. And I think more to the point, I think I was feeding off of everybody's hype when GT7 was announced, and I just told myself, look, no, I'm not doing it. Yeah, Stu, I mean, like I was saying, I mean, it's only been, I don't know, like I say, I haven't, through my life, I haven't really been that sort of orientated when it came to consoles and, you know, TV and that. I was more outside, tinkering about, you know, with my motorbikes and all that. You know, and I technically grew up on a farm, so, you know, we didn't really have much time for those sorts of leisures, you know. Ah, nice one, Humanoid. Yeah. I'm still using the PS5 version. It's not been too bad at the moment. I think the only collisions I've really had are for my own fault for not paying attention to the screen. But other than that, it's going pretty well. Yeah, Eugene, I had the same issue. You know, I mean, I was when the Xbox One first came out. I was encouraged by my friends to buy it to play Forza, and when I actually did, nobody played it with me. So, you know, it was one of those things, and it was a big lesson learned there. And since then, I haven't done it. You know, I do my due diligence. You know, I look through these games, I look for reviews and stuff, see what's available, see what the game's like. But yeah, it's very easily to be swayed by your friends, 100%. Yeah, definitely Venom. I mean, with it, especially these days, you know, you got like big AAA titles that come out and they're not even, you know, they're not even finished. It makes you wonder what they were up to. Yeah, Humanoid. I mean, like I said before, I was playing the PS4 version before I played it on the PS5, so you know, I still suffered with the clustering and stuff. I mean, bearing in mind, I played this game since it released, so I've seen the ups and downs of all of it, and I think it's just pot luck, really. You either do experience it or you don't. I've had my fair share of issues. I think a few people have. Yeah, Stu. It's always the same story, though, isn't it? It's like I was encouraged to buy F1 21, and now that F1 22's coming out around the corner, you know, it was like, oh yeah, buy it, buy it, buy it. We can do the community races. We can do this. We can do that. And I thought, no, not this time round. Sorry, not happening. Problem with all these racing games is that they're all the same. It's just whether you want to have all the colours in all the right places. Yeah, other than that, I can't really see the difference between GT Sport and GT7, other than the fact that visually it looks better, but everything else just really feels the same. It's just a little bit more of a refined, you know, version of GT Sport. I guess it's the attitude, Venom, of like missing out. You know, it's like FOMO. You know, they I don't know. It really takes hold of some people. Exactly, Stu. Yeah, exactly. It's all about the money. But then again, you know, it's like money talks, and the problem is that these games, they come out and they've already got your money, so there's nothing that you can really do about it. You know, and then you've just got to sit and wait patiently for things to be sorted out, and whether they are or not is another story. There's a lot of games with stories like that now that have come out recently. Battlefield 2042 is a prime example. You know, the long-term Battlefield player, you know, really enjoyed it. Didn't mind 2042. In fact, when I played the beta for it, I was quite excited about it. You know, but that was under the impression that things was going to change, and you know, more interesting stuff was going to be implemented. But we all know how that went. Yeah, The Last of Us 2. I mean, oh, yeah, I think there was a company in Japan actually that was giving that game out for free. You know, because they were struggling to sell it so badly. Literally just asking for people to play it and review it for free. It's crazy. But then talking about that, the remaster or the remake or whatever it is coming out soon as well, and I think they give that. I think it's coming out in September the 1st. I think it is, something like that. I don't know how they get away with it personally. It baffles me, really. Yeah, Venom. They are indeed. I think they're trying to almost like encourage those that obviously enjoyed the first game, played the second one, was extremely disappointed by it, and now they're like trying to win votes again by remaking the first one. It's like, you know, they're clearly out of ideas. And this is exactly why I don't buy into games like that, because you know, straight out of the gate they don't offer the same sort of, you know, what happened to just bringing out a game that's just finished. Do you know what I mean? Like no faffing about, no updates, you know, wait for this, wait for that. It was just done, like you just got it there and then, you know, you owned the full thing. Well, this is it, Venom. This is it. You know, making a new IP, it costs time and money, and they're not interested about spending money. They're interested about making it. So if they can, they will. You know, as long as people buy, there's nothing that anybody can do about it. You know, it's like microtransactions and shark cards and all this sort of thing. You know, they'll continue to do it because people are stupid enough to pay for it. And yeah, Stu, they did destroy the hype. You're right. I mean, I think the last game I actually pre-ordered myself was Cyberpunk 2077. Now, I mean, that game, I mean, I quite like the idea, especially like, you know, like in the Blade Runner films and all that sort of stuff. It's, you know, that whole environment's pretty cool. And it was a decent game. I didn't have many problems with that at all, but, you know, the opinions of others can really sway your decision as to whether you should buy something or not. But thankfully, you know, like I ignored it, and, you know, I continued to play it, and I enjoyed it. Yeah, it really did. It really did. It got a lot of bad press. But you've got to give credit where credit is due. You know, they have updated the game, they have brought it up to the standard, and I think the mistake they made alongside with a few other companies as well is that they knew that the PS5 and the new Xbox Series X was around the corner, but yet they decided to proceed with making the game anyway. And obviously they only had what, you know, to work with what they had in front of them. You know, and I think a lot of the parameters and a lot of the problems stemmed from it being brought out on that generation of consoles as well. Yeah, humanoid, you know, it's the safest way to go about it, mate. Safest way to go about it. You know, just wait a little bit, you know, wait for it to get its first, like, couple of, you know, important updates, stability fixes and that, and then assess from there, really. Yeah, I get you, Stu. I get you. I mean, the thing is, I was a bit reluctant because like I said, I pre-ordered it for the PS4, and then I played it through. My PlayStation decided to go on a mad one and basically, you know, do itself in. So I lost all my saved data for that because I forgot to upload my stuff to the cloud. So that was annoying, and yeah, I ended up selling it. But then they offered it for, I think it was like 20 quid or something like that, 15, 20 quid for the next gen version. I was like, oh, all right, I'll give it a go. And to be honest, I'm really glad I did. It's definitely a lot smoother than what it was for the PS4 anyway. Yeah, there's a lot of games like that. Sad thing is that they should come out right in the first place. And the problem is, by the time that they actually get these games into a stable state, the player base is gone. So, you know, it's a bit crap, but it's the way it is. Right, that's that done. Let's have a look. I mean, I suppose that's one of the perks of obviously having, you know, like the Xbox Games Pass. You know, that was one of the things which really annoyed me, because it was almost like almost like a demo. You know, is to say whether you wanted it or not. You know, but I guess we don't have that luxury anymore. Do you know what I mean? It's just, I know PlayStation are undercutting them a little bit by bringing their own version of it all in, but I mean, like, you know, it's all this competition between consoles. It just drives me up the wall, because it's only us which pay for it. But yeah, Stu, I mean, minor bugs are expected. You know, I mean, you can't expect it all to be flawless. You know, some of these games are pretty groundbreaking in terms of what they're trying to achieve. I just think that they kind of oversell the project to investors, and, you know, give them deadlines and time frames and stuff, and, you know, they can't actually keep that promise. Everything gets delayed these days, you know, it never really comes out on the day. And if it does, then it's riddled with problems and, you know, needs, you know, 10, 15 updates for it to just, you know, play the way it's intended. Yeah, Humanoid, that's what I mean, you know. It's just... It's a hard thing to grasp, you know. They take your money. It's not like they don't have the resources and funds to put these things right, but yet they expect you to wait after you've bought it. It feels like a bit of a trap, to be honest. Yeah, that's right, Venom. Yeah, that's right. To be honest, I mean, I know we've all got our preferences, you know, but, you know, when people sit there and tell you that one's better than the other, in fact, the internals of both consoles aren't actually that far apart. It's just the exclusives that get you. Yeah, Eugene, Starfield's gonna be one of those games, I think. I've been watching a lot of coverage for that. I mean, I remember back in the early days when that was actually announced. You know, it was yeah. I mean, the sheer size and scale of what they were trying to achieve is pretty impressive. I'll give them that. But then another thing, you know, it's the VR2 as well. You know, that's definitely going to change a few things up. Yeah, Star Citizen, yeah. Yeah, that's another big one. Well, the problem I have now, Venom, is that the majority of all the new Bethesda games that are coming out are Xbox exclusives. You know, that's something that really, really annoyed me. I mean, I had a friend that, you know, liked all of his Outer Worlds and all that kind of stuff, and then, You know, when they announced that they're making the second one exclusively for Xbox, it was a bit disappointing, to be honest. Yeah, Humanoid. They're all the same, aren't they? Honestly, it's like nobody's genuine anymore in these companies. It's all like a giant cash grab. If they, you know, you're essentially paying your vote with the wallet, which I don't think's right. Yeah, Eugene, and yeah, Venom. I mean, I was thinking I've had quite a few opportunities actually to buy an Xbox Series X, but the thing is, I think to myself, what games am I actually going to play? Do you know what I mean? I think I would much prefer to upgrade my PC a little bit instead of buying an Xbox and then just get the games passed through that. I think it just makes more sense, to be honest. Oh. Yeah, no, that's it. You got to strike when the iron's hot. You know, I mean, like I say, as much as I would like to get an Xbox Series X, I just, no matter like how I look at it, I just can't justify buying one. Yeah, I mean, the thing is though, Eugene, is they you call it a PC master race, but what I tend to find is when you get a PC, like a PlayStation or console exclusive come out, everyone on PC moans. I remember when Red Dead Redemption 2 first came out. You know, there was a lot of people that were unhappy because it wasn't on PC at first. Gee, yeah, yeah. You know, I've got one and I can upgrade it if I want to. But the thing is, it's like with time and everything, it's just getting round to it. You know, every time you try and do something nice for yourself, life just grabs you and says, "Nah, what are you doing?" It belongs in a museum. Is it really that bad, Stu? Is it? What's that? Press the uh, press the enter key to run Windows. Is it? Damn, yeah. Yeah, I agree, Venom. I quite like just the simplicity of playing just consoles, to be honest. As much as I would like to widen, the spectrum with sim games and stuff. I mean, it comes to a point, doesn't it? That's right. Windows X. Oh, Windows X. Bloody hell. See, the problem is with all these PCs now, they offer so much, especially with all this virus protection and stuff. And I just, you know, I ain't got time for that. Yeah, definitely, Eugene. I mean, this is it. It's the whole modding community, that side of things with PC, especially space and memory. You know, your RAM too. You're not restricted where you know, like on consoles. So you know, they do have that benefit, but at the same time, you know, you're paying in some instances double, nearly three times the amount of what you would pay for a console. So, like, if you can justify it, then that's fair enough. But, you know, I suppose there's a lot of people out there that, you know, have these new gen consoles or even don't even have the new gen consoles and still struggle to play their consoles, you know. I think the last game I actually ended up playing on PC was Arma 3. And that was the last thing I did. Yeah, exactly, Stu. Exactly. I mean, and another aspect of it as well, you know, it's like if I was to buy myself an Xbox Series X, I would have to buy the majority of all the games that I already own again, because I'm sure that they don't offer you all games through that Games Pass, so... And most of the progression through games doesn't transfer between consoles, so... Yeah, humanoid, I mean, that's what I mean. It all comes down to circumstance, doesn't it? You know, it's all about justifying the cost over usage. I mean, when I first bought my PS5, I think I had to wait a couple months before I could even play the thing, because I was away working, so... You know, it wasn't fun. I was quite twitching, actually. I was a bit disappointed. You know, it comes through and I'm like, yep, cool, put it on the side, out the door I go, like... Yeah, that was the biggest gripe that I have with Games Pass, Eugene. You know, if you're enjoying a game and then they remove it to make space for others, you have to end up buying that game anyway. And because it's a live service, if Xbox goes down, you can't play the games. So... To be fair, Venom, I think if DayZ was cross-play, there would be so many issues. I think the game would melt. Yeah. Yeah, you know, if I was playing it on my PS4, I'd have me eggs and me bacon ready. You know, I'll be cooking some sarnies on it. I tell you. Might even go to the length of, you know, cooking myself an omelette. You know, I mean, crazy hot the PS4 gets sometimes. You know, almost to the point of where you could save an awful lot of money on your energy bills just by leaving the PS4 running in a room with all the windows and doors closed, you know. Mine sounded like it was about to take off, Stu. I was getting me bag packed and everything. I was off. Yeah, exactly, Venom. Exactly. Yeah. Poor design. Poor design. But then they're designed that way, you know. If they didn't break, then there wouldn't be a market, would there? You imagine a console that lasted forever. It's just not unheard of. It's unheard of, isn't it, really? Yeah, Stu. I mean, I did that a couple of times with mine. I bought one of those little kits off of eBay, you know, with the right hex screwdriver and all that to open it up. They do get a bit manky. I'm glad that the PS5 is simpler though. It's very easy to take apart, pop the panels off. Well, I mean, when I took mine apart, you know, the warranty had already expired. I think it's to do with that little seal at the back, little sticker. Once it's been broken, that's it. You know, your warranty's poof, gone. It's a good job that we don't get like things like the Red Ring of Death and stuff like that anymore. But the one thing because you know, I've soldered a few motherboards and replaced a few like, you know, HDMI ports and USB ports and stuff like that. And what I found, because I had to replace a disk drive on one of my friend's old PlayStations, and they actually implemented the system so that if say for instance a component wasn't working properly, it would prevent you from updating it like the latest PlayStation updates, software updates, because of a almost like a protection type thing, so people aren't tampering with the products, which is really bizarre. So if your disk drive stops working completely, you won't be able to update your system software because it thinks that you've tampered with it. Yeah, sure. I mean, it's definitely. I mean, it's not even a long process, really, is it? I mean, it's definitely worth doing. Do you know what? Just for the sake of it, I'm just going to pull up on the hard shoulder a minute and just do it here. There we go. But no, I appreciate each and every one of you stopping by and chatting. It's been real good. You know, I appreciate the support. I really do. But there is like I said, there is a few improvements coming to the channel. It's going to be a little bit more entertaining for the viewer anyway. And you'll understand why I called my channel the Diesel Viking. Oh, yeah, Stu, I've still got mine actually saying that. It's all classed as retro now, isn't it? All the Xbox 360 and all that as well. Such a cool feature though. I don't know why they ever changed it, you know. It's one of the reasons why I converted actually from Xbox to PlayStation. It was the free online. You know, that was one thing that Sony had over Microsoft back then anyway. Oh yeah, good old Black Ops Zombies. Lot of very fond memories of that game. Yeah, Eugene, it's been like that for a very long time now. After and it started when the PS4 first came out, they went back to a paid subscription. Yeah, Stu, some very, very late nights. I mean, back then I was a bit couch potato, if you know what I mean. I was a bit monged out. Good old times. You always had that one friend that like always took playing zombies like stupidly seriously, you know, like they just get funny with you because you know you didn't do a step right, you know, as you try and do an Easter egg or something like that, you know. It's just like, chill out mate, it's a game. Yeah, Stu, I get you. You wouldn't catch me doing that anymore. Ugh. I think if I was to go to bed stupid o'clock in the morning again, like repeat what I used to do in the past, I need like 2 or 3 days to recover from that. And even then, I'm still not right. Yeah, that's it. I mean, I usually I was always the one that ended up like getting the ray gun or something, you know, and it's like they want to play in it in a strategic way, but don't inform you like based on what they want you to do. They almost just expect you to do it, and you got like the most OP weapons, and yet you're the one that's constantly going down all the time. Yeah. Yeah, Stu. I mean, when Cold War came out, that first map that they gave, I spent an awful long time playing that. Stupid, but nobody would ever buy those damn doors. It was a spark of, you know, like everybody wanted to save their points for the Pack-a-Punch. It's like we're supposed to be working as a team here, you know, and no one's interested in that anymore. The whole feel of Call of Duty games nowadays has gone, you know, significantly downhill for me. I did buy the latest one, Vanguard, but, you know, I won't be buying the next one. Yeah, the ex-army bit's right. It's like if you ever play, it's like Hell Let Loose. You get a lot of, like, you know, veterans playing that game, and it's almost like they think they're still back there, you know? Oh, 12 hours. Damn. No, I don't think I could do that. Not 12 hours of Diablo anyway. Or just 12 hours of anything in general. If I was being paid for it, it's a bit different. But just out of choice, yeah. Not good for your health, that one. I think if I was sat down for that long, I'd forget I've got legs. Try and get up, and, you know, you can imagine. But admittedly, I mean, I played a lot of Call of Duty, especially zombies, so yeah, I probably racked up nearly close to that. Yeah, what was that game called? What was it? Titanfall. You know, I think there was a lot of copying involved, and everything was like jumping, bouncing off walls and stuff. I was like, hold on, what happened to the old boots on the ground, you know? Yeah, I can imagine humanoid. I mean, 12 hours is not small numbers, is it? Must have got yourself one of those shit buckets. But yeah, man, 12 hours, cool. No, thank you. You know, I mean, where I've got my stream spaced out, you know, I can do all my life stuff and still enjoy gaming and talking with you guys. So it's quite pleasant at the moment. And like I said, I can't thank you all enough. It's true. Yeah, I can imagine, mate. I can imagine. back when I used to, chase the dragon, the old devil's lettuce. I distinctly remember myself sitting there looking at my legs, thinking to myself, I should move. 2-3 hours later, no regrets. Oh, nice one, humanoid. So you into all of that kind of stuff? We got a lot of tabletop stuff where I live. We got a few decent groups there. Personally, it's not my sort of thing, but I'm always willing to give things a go. I just could never understand like the rules to some of these things. It's crazy though, innit, Stu? You sit here sometimes and you think to yourself, "God, where did that time go?" I find myself doing that a lot. The days they all just seem to mesh into one. Absolutely mad. It's not so bad like when when you work or you go to school or college or whatever you do, where you've got where you're almost sort of like conscious of time, schedules, days of the week and stuff. But damn, the moment you stop, you seem to forget your days, and you don't know what day of the week it is or what time of the week it is, whether you lock the car, turn the tap off, fed your cat, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I racked up a fair few hours on that game, Stu. It's a good game. I will be starting it back up soon. Yeah, we got, well, we grew up with staffies, and I know what you mean. They don't let you forget. They bully you. We had a bulldog called Humphrey. He's a right grumpy sod, he was. If you ignored him, that was it. He'd give you like the silent treatment. He'd just sit in the corner of the room and just give you a filthy look. Yeah, Venom. I mean, Elite Dangerous. It wasn't for everyone. It was very lackluster in terms of like tutorials. For the first part, I ended up just finding myself traveling to different systems, back and forth, like delivering the cargo and everything. And then it got to a point where I was like, well, where do I go? What do I do? And yeah, it just went bad from there, really. But it is a decent game. You just got to have a little bit of time, a little bit of time towards it, just like everything, really. Oh yeah, Stu. Well, like I said, it'd be interesting to start it back up and see what actually goes on. Oh, nice one, humanoid. Yeah. Ice hockey. I mean, I bet that's a I mean, is that been like a? I'm guessing it's been a passion from a young age. Yeah, we'll do that one. Yeah, Stu, it's all the I think it was just the general sort of consensus that the game really had. I think they overloaded themselves to a point and they couldn't do any more about it really, which is a shame. Stu, yeah. Bit like Bambi, Yeah, yeah, humanoid. Well, if it, like I say, if it's your passion, you know, you're very lucky to have a job that is your passion, you know, because it's technically not work then, is it? Stu, yeah. Oh, I can only imagine. You know, they tell you keep your hands by your sides if you fall down, and then that's the one thing that you don't do, you know. Oh, you know, you can almost just picture it, can't you? It's like you see all the people like on Dancing on Ice and all that, you know, and they're chucking themselves around, and you're thinking to yourself, whew, like you're working up a sweat just watching them do it. Oh, is that one of their big ice rinks they got? Yes, true. I was gonna say, is that your last? Oh yeah, it's not green for me, is it? Oh, I'm not paying attention. Screw it. Whatever. I'll have to deal with it. Yeah, take care, humanoid. Thank you for joining the stream, mate. Hope you enjoy your beauty sleep. Ah, nice one, Stu. Yeah, I mean they do that, don't they? Like, you know, all those school trips. Oof. I remember going on a school trip once, and it was to one of these like little local allotments, um, small little independent business, and they got us all. Basically, it was like slave labor. To be honest, they got us in and you know got us picking the vegetables and all this sort of stuff. And I distinctly remember my mum going absolutely nuts because we basically had to pay to go and do work for free. You know, it's crazy. How they got away with that, I don't know. Work XP. Yeah, you could call it that. I remember work experience, but I mean, that was just, you know, paying to go onto a school trip to then have to do, you know, their jobs for them and not get anything for it. And the attitude off of them as well, you know, it didn't feel like an experience. It felt like, you know, you were one of their employees. Yeah, long story short, my mum got them. Yeah, and then it never happened again, you know. Which I was kind of glad about, to be honest with you. Some of those school trips were a bit of a headache. Always get that particular group of people that just ruin it for everyone. You know, like the popular lot that seem to dictate everything and everyone, and like fuck off, innit? Yeah, good old times, good old times. Oh, nice one, Stu. I mean, I didn't have the luxury of doing stuff like that. You know, not to say that there wasn't options for it, but I mean, you know, it was a bit of a different world. Oh yeah, what'd you get up to there then? I tell you what, one thing which I really want added to this game is the ability to use my shifter, my steering wheel. I think it would be really cool to be able to shift up and down gears using it. Every time I look at it, I just think, oh, I wish I could use that. You know, or a way of like button binds, you know, changing them up. You know, they're all sim games, but yet they're not really sim friendly, like user friendly. They all lack the most important features of a sim game, I think. Yeah, I think the last school trip I went on, was when the London bombings happened. You know, when they blew up the bus. I was actually in London at the time. You know, on a bus, part of a school trip, and the Madame Tussauds and all that sort of stuff. You know, crazy. Yeah. That's why I don't. Do you know what I mean? Like I say, the line of work that I'm in now, it's so, just the environment and everybody and what the world's doing. You know, it's quite a daunting, scary place. You got to be careful out there. Do do do. Yeah, that's another bad one, isn't it, Stu? Like, you know, the thing is, though, is like the experiences in the time of school, you know, when I went to school, in comparison to some of these kids now, I don't know what's happening, to be honest. I think I'll just stick to me gardening. Yeah, it wasn't far off. Can't remember actually specifically. I mean, you know, back then, you know, when you get like traumatic experiences like that, you tend to block all the details out, don't you? But yeah, I'm going to try and get some form of schedule up because I've tried it and tried it and tried it to set a schedule up on YouTube, but for some reason it just doesn't want to play ball. So I think I'm going to have to change, you know, like my cover or something, put something in there to just say what days I'm going to stream it or what times I stream at least. But yeah, I'm still a bit undecided about Gran Turismo 7, you know. I think it's more so the wheel that I'm kind of fixating on, you know, like driving more than anything. God, still got a hefty way to go. 500 kilometers. Damn. Looking at the time, I might not finish it, you know. It's quite a long old trip. But I can always finish it in tomorrow's stream, can't I? There's no rush. That's the beauty about this game. That you're not stuck to timesheets or schedules. You know, you can just really take your time. Yeah, that's the one, Stu. That's the one. You know, at first when I started doing that, started saying that, you know, just trying to string a sentence together, like, you know, you overanalyze what you're about to say, and it all just comes out in one giant mess. It's like this aspect of the game here, this really needs to be sorted out. There we go, we made it. Nice. That's what I mean, the AI, they really need a tweak. I mean, it's just got to the point of where it's, you know, where it's comical now. Mr. Ballin. I'm not sure who that is, Stu. Ah, okay. What kind of stories? I better ask. Ah, okay. Yeah, I get you now. I get you. Yeah, my partner, she watches a YouTuber. It's a woman. She does all that kind of stuff. Talks about you know, people that don't quite fit into normal society and all that sort of stuff. Cool. Where did this rain come from? I do like a good murder mystery, though. You know, some of them are definitely intriguing, especially like the ones where you don't expect it to be that individual. I suppose that pretty much is like the hitting the nail right on the head, really, isn't it? They're all like that. But then I do like a good documentary at the same time. To be completely honest with you, Venom, for the time that I've played it, it hasn't rained once. So I can't tell you there. Oh, damn. Oh, I've met. No, have I? No. I'm coming through. Yeah, they really need to sort that out, Venom. They really do. What gets me, right, is how you can have the exact same game, the exact same versions, yet one has more features than the other. Yeah, there's quite a few people that do very similar YouTube videos, you know, talking about stuff like that, you know. But I mean, it definitely is a. I mean, some people just are unlucky, aren't they? Really, there's not really any other way to describe it. You know, it's just wrong place, wrong time. Surprised it's raining though. Yes, Stu. I mean, it's. I mean, YouTube. I mean, I don't know. Like I said before, I originally started my channel a little while back, and it was like I don't know. I just wanted to try it out, really. But YouTube is definitely not something that I followed anyway. But you do get some interesting stuff on here. Problem I've got is, you know, kids putting stuff on for the kids using my YouTube channel, and then when I come back, my YouTube channel is just filled with, like, you know, children's shows. I can't escape it. And the problem is that if you fall asleep whilst watching YouTube, it just plays the next video. So sometimes you get abruptly woken up by some, like, you know, talking pig or talking sheep that's trying to, like, sell you carrots or something, you know. And when you wake up in the morning, you think to yourself, did that happen? Oh, don't start, Eugene. Don't start. Funnily enough, when that song was popular, I was at Leeds Festival, you know, and everybody was singing it. Like, everybody, you just couldn't escape it. And they even played it on one of the stages as well. It was ridiculous. Oh yeah, Venom, 100%, 100%. It beat YouTubers. You know, at least with YouTube, you can kind of just search in what you want, and it kind of gives you recommendations based on what you like watching, rather than a load of stuff that you don't like watching. You know. Funny enough, I actually cancelled a lot of my TV subscriptions. And, you know, I mean, I ain't got to pay for a TV license anymore because I don't watch any of that. You know, I just stick to my streaming services now, like YouTube Amazon Prime and Netflix and all that sort of stuff. There's no real need to need a TV license these days. It's criminal. You know, it's like you got to buy a TV and then you've got to pay to watch the TV. Whoa, it's a bit slippy. Oh, I got that damn Baby Shark song in my head now. Thanks, Eugene. You know, I'm one of those people, as soon as I get a song like that stuck in my head, I wind myself up. Nah, you're all good, Eugene. Didn't I swear they did another one as well, didn't they? Kind of took off. Yeah, it's a bit like Dora the Explorer. I watched a series called it was Dora's Mexican cousin. It was called Doda the Exploder. Honestly, funniest thing. I watch that all the time. You know, watch it over that any day. I just had a fat spider crawl across my floor. Oof. Any of you guys ever remember the show Balls of Steel? Yeah, Nedge. Yeah, that was a good show, that was. But anyway, guys, I think that about wraps it up for tonight. Like I said, I really appreciate you all coming in and joining, and taking time out of your Friday nights to sit here and watch me. But yeah, I'm gonna continue on with this tomorrow. I think continue on with the journey. But like I said, thank you all so much for coming in. I hope you enjoy the rest of your night. Enjoy your beauty sleep. And I shall catch you all in the next one. Take it easy, guys.